All right, let's check out Keyword Revealer. I saw this a few days ago on AppSumo, and of course it's another keyword research tool. And to be honest, I haven't been too satisfied or happy with keyword research tools on the AppSumo marketplace. They seem to come up short in at least one or two categories, or in some cases almost all categories. And you know, I tend to grade these a little bit harsher than I do other tools because I'm more knowledgeable about keyword research tools, building websites and doing keyword research for over 10 years. You've seen all the different tools, and you know, honestly, we're all trying to find a tool that is going to get us out of paying for Ahrefs or SEMrush, right? Those two, I really just don't think that you can argue any other tool being the better SEO or keyword research tool on the market. Ahrefs and SEMrush definitely are the top, you know, in the industry for sure. And there's a reason why you have to pay $100 or $120 a month for those tools, and that's the lowest package that you can get. It's because the speed at which the tools work, the amount of knowledge and data that the keyword tools give you, and just literally the speed and how fast you get that, and the amount of tools that they give, you know, the keyword gaps, competition gap, and you're able to spy on your competitors. You're able to pull up from billions upon billions of keywords in their database, and I could go on and on, but I've used both tools. I am picking up SEMrush next. I had Ahrefs plenty of times, and I just got done with my $200 a month subscription to Ahrefs, and I am going to be picking up SEMrush for a few months, and I'll be doing videos on that as well, so I can really truly form my own opinion. Before going in and spending a lot of time in SEMrush, I think that they're equal. I think they're both equal, and I pretty much always said that. But and it's 6 in one, half a dozen in the other. You know, half of your SEOs will use Ahrefs and SEMrush. The reason why I'm talking a lot about those is because keyword research tools, right? There's always a need for the keyword research tool in the market, and we continue to have them joining. Now, the last one I'm not going to mention was just a complete disappointment, and I know that they may have turned some things around. And, you know, I actually didn't cancel my membership until a few days ago. Still went and drove the tool and tested it against other tools, and it still just was not performing. So, but that's not just them. You know, there's other tools as well that I haven't been completely satisfied with. Even Seodity, I think Seodity is good, but it's lacking in a lot of things as well. It doesn't have a lot of data. It just basically tells you a keyword difficulty and a cost per click, and then that's it, right? So, you know, like I said, I'm able to go in here and kind of just have that knowledge of several different tools. We're going to go and check out Keyword Revealer. And I got to be honest, I went in and tried a trial. You're welcome to put your email address in here, but I'm just going to tell you right now, you're not going to be getting hardly anything out of a trial. And you know how I feel about that. They're not going to give you much on the trial. I can just tell you, I'm going to go in here, and when I open up this toolbox over here inside the tool, all of these are blanked out. So you don't get rank tracker, you don't get backlink analysis. I'll talk more about site analysis in my review in a little while. But you only get access to keyword research and keyword brainstorm, and you only get about 10 keywords at a time, and it's just really not much of a trial. And it was to the point where when I was going through it, I literally had to stop myself and say, okay, this is one of those tools where I can't do my review based on the trial. So, you know, many tools I'm able to do complete full reviews for you without having to buy the tool. And that's really awesome, because if it's not a tool that I need in my business, then why am I buying it, right? And yes, I do have some funding on the channel that I'm able to go out and purchase these tools just for the sake of giving you guys the review, and you guys get to see a deep dive into the tool. And I'm really just trying to bring that information to you guys, even though it may not be a tool that I need or that I really would use. Okay. But in this case, it is a keyword research tool. The trial wasn't good. So I went ahead and picked up the $75 plan. And here we go. Let's start this review. So this is a 1-year deal. That's important to notify you guys about. It's a 1-year deal. They are not giving you a lifetime deal. I guess they used to have a lifetime deal at some point. Many of you maybe have seen this years ago, something like that, but they went out and did their own thing and now they're back. And I have some theories. I went and actually checked out. We're going to go and check out some of this stuff over here, but I went and checked it out, and I like to do, you know, the research, on these companies. And I'm not doing this at all to be negative or anything like that, but I'm just trying to figure out why would someone come back to AppSumo to offer lifetime deals. Black Friday is coming up. Maybe this will help get them another spark in their business. But if I go in and pull it up into Key Search, you guys know how I feel about Key Search. I think it's an awesome tool, and it's very, very affordable. I'll leave a link to this below as well. But we're just going to use it real quick to do an Explorer analysis. And let's see, it might already, okay, yeah, it already has it in there, keywordrevealer.com. Okay, so they have really not much traffic. They have 1,000 visitors coming. Those are backlinks. I'm going to go to traffic. And you can see when they started their business, I guess this only goes back a year, but last October they had 1,700 visits to their site. And then when we look at this year, it's about only 60% of that, right? So they're down to almost 1,000 visitors. And in August and September, they struggled. They really struggled with traffic. And obviously, as a software as a service business, it's all dependent on how much traffic you're getting, right? They don't really have any keywords they're going after. They're definitely not driving organic traffic to their site. But they did have a spike probably over here. There was I don't know, maybe they were still on AppSumo. I'm not really sure. They're running paid advertising, but it's kind of gone down, and then they're at their, lowest point with traffic. So you'll see when we come back over here for November and December, this is going to spike way up. They're going to get a lot more traffic. So that is the reason why these companies are coming back, is that they need more customers, and that's just the bottom line, right? So let's, and I don't fault them for that. You have to put yourself in their shoes. If this was their business and they need more, maybe they had success on AppSumo already or on a lifetime deal site. And so they're like, okay, let's go back to the drawing board. Let's do what worked for us in the past. Let's go and do another offer, something like that, right? So you definitely, there's nothing wrong with coming back, but I just like to try to see like where they're at, what's going on in the business, right? So Keyword Revealer, $75 for the year, 1-year deal. You can go and look at all the information. I don't spend a whole lot of time on that. You guys know that. I like to go and look at some of the questions and the plans and features. So here's the plans. They have $75 and you can stack this. I'm not sure how many times you can stack this, but when you stack it, obviously you're actually like more than tripling. You're like quadrupling or more on what you get. It's important to note that really, I think that for the casual user, 50 searches per day is going to work just fine. Someone in the questions asked, if they choose to only do all their research in one day, they were actually requesting that you get this by month, right? So then if you did this by month, you would say 50 and you would times that by 30, and then it would just be a cap on 1,500 searches for the month. It's 6 in one, half a dozen in the other. I think that they should do that. I think that is something unique that the user brought up. But you only get 50 searches per day. So if you're really research heavy on Mondays, right? I don't really know if you're going to search more than 50 times. That still is a lot of times, 50 times. But if you're going to search more than 50 times, then this would be a little bit harder. But an easy way to solve that is just to stack one more code. You'll get the 300 searches per day. And I really don't think you need more than 300 searches a day on any day. So like I said, you get everything on the stacked code. But the biggest part is that you do not get site analysis on the one code. So when you only get the one code for $75, you will not get site analysis. So you have to stack at least 2 codes, and then you get 25 site analysis daily right here. So that's the only thing I'm not going to be able to show you. Site analysis is going to be similar to what I just did over here. I put in the site and it's going to give me all the metrics, the traffic and the backlinks and how many keywords they rank for, competitors. It's going to give you all this data right here that I get in key search, which is really cool data to spy on the competition, right? But you're not going to get that unless you stack 2 codes. So that's important for you guys to know that. Okay. So everything else, it checks out pretty well for me so far. I haven't used the tool. I used it for literally 3 minutes. And then I was like, okay, I better go buy this tool for my audience because, you know, it's going to be a subpar review if I don't. And I'm to the point where I'm just not going to do that. I'm not going to give you guys a crappy review on it. So here we are on the deep dive right here. I'm going to show you the whole tool. So here's the guy that asked that question. They did clarify that daily limits reset every 24 hours, but it doesn't accumulate. So they're just straight answering the question. So I like that. And then let's see right here. So they're asking if they can get, you know, people of course want the lifetime deal but it's a 1-year deal. Don't ask for the LTD. They are not coming to this. They're not coming to AppSumo to offer a lifetime deal. They're offering a 1-year deal. It's still a solid price point because the normal price, I'll show you that in a minute, is $150 for the basic plan. So you're saving a lot of money up front. And this is a great question. How much will it cost to renew? So a year later, guys, just expect it's going to cost $150 for the basic plan. That's for the 1 code, and then $210 for the pro plan. So if you really think about this, this is still, you know, 20 times cheaper than if you bought SEMrush. And you need to keep that in mind when I go through the review. So even if you're paying $150 a year or $75 for the first year, they're giving you a great entry level price point, but then you are going to get renewed at, you know, their regular everyday price. But still, when you look at this 150, right? 150 divided by 12, and you're looking at $12 per month. That's even less than key search, right? So I've got to be like, okay, if this is better than key search, then this might be my new golden tool for affordability, right? So just wanted to point that out right there. It doesn't really turn me off. I know it does many of you when there's not a lifetime deal and all that stuff. It doesn't bother me. I come from a different mindset, and from more of a business-minded mindset as I've created products, I've created software before, and so forth. So I understand their point of view as well. So let's go in. That was a really long intro. I will pause the video real quick, take a note of this, and I will put a chapter's table of contents down below for everybody. So you can skip to that. I get complaints that my introductions are way too long, but this is the way that I do my channel. And it's just funny. Every video that is like this, I always get someone that comments, oh my gosh, just get on to the review already. Well, I really don't care. If you want the concise 8-minute review, go somewhere else. So sorry guys, it's annoying. So I'm going to go and I'll put that in the table of contents real quick. Okay. So here is the official keyword revealer, review and, demo. Okay. So we're in the keyword research tool. They have 5 major tools over here. I'll be able to show you 4 of them. Like I said, site analysis, you only get that if you get the pro version of this. Before I do that, let me just go and show you their everyday pricing. Come right over here. And their everyday pricing is free. You get 3 searches per day, and it's just not, you're not going to get enough results. Unfortunately, the keyword suggestions that come back are just not going to be big enough for you to make good decisions. So the basic is the one that I'm on right now. And that is really cool. You get the keyword suggestions unlimited, even on this plan. And then you have the pro and the elite versions right there. So you're looking at $150 a year, $210 per year, or $354 paid per year. Now remember, even at the elite level, some people pay that per month on Ahrefs and SEMrush. So just keep that in mind. Okay, so we're going to come back over here and I'm going to say keyword research. And here is the domain research. Now I'm not really sure site analysis, what the difference between site analysis and domain search. So we'll check that out in a minute, but keyword research, we're going to come over here and I'm going to try to change up the, you know, we're not going to do weight loss today. But we're going to go ahead and go, was just something that came to my mind today. Things to do in New Mexico. where I live, right? I hail in New Mexico, and so things to do in New Mexico. I've never searched this before, I don't think, in any keyword research tool. So let's go check it out. Push search. It's going to go out and do its thing. Let's see. I want to test speed right here as well. And here we go. Okay, so not too bad. Definitely not, lightning fast for us, but that took about 8 to 10 seconds. Not too bad. Now we have 1,700 keywords. I like that, 1,700 keywords. Now right off the bat, we can go and select 100 keywords on the page to look at. It's a little interesting that it's kind of condensed down right here, but I think that you'll see why. I already clicked on this keyword. I'm going to go ahead and if you click on a keyword, then you can either go and search specifically for this keyword to try to bring up even more keywords based on that keyword. You can also copy the keyword. You can also select over here at the dashboard, and let's see, this is kind of popping up over here. I don't know what this means. There's a little bit of a interesting thing. Let me see if I can exit out a little bit. Okay, so I'm going to minus it down at 90%. I think that's going to help. And we can save this keyword. So for fun, I'm just going to save the keyword right here. And then it's going to say project name. I'm going to say things to do in New Mexico. We're going to create that project and save words. So there's how you would create your project. We can come back and look at that later on. Perfect. Okay, so we have that saved. I'm going to go ahead and click off that. Now, what is going on to the right side? Well, let's go left from right. So we have all these different keywords, and they all are very related. So I like that. They're all related to New Mexico. Every one of these is cities. It brought up Alamogordo and Gallup and all these different towns in New Mexico. It's giving us our search volume. There's actually a lot more search volume than I thought there would be. There's cost per click. There's a trend graph. Pay per click, the number of advertisers worldwide bidding on each keyword. So you actually can really see the competition when it comes to cost per click, or how many people if you put up an ad. And this usually will drive the cost per click up as well. So that's really actually kind of useful to know. And then the difficulty. So one thing off the bat, I'm going to click one, right? Events in Albuquerque today, Albuquerque, New Mexico, things to do. This is where it's going to be something that I'm not really a big fan of. We actually have to left click every single one of these, and it can only evaluate about 3 at a time. So that is something that is just not, for me personally, that is just a big, it's a negative point for me. Now, of course, what they're going to say is that, well, you don't really need to look at all the keyword difficulties, but a lot of people like to do their keyword research by looking at all these 1,700 words and already knowing which ones are easy or not. And there's so many tools that already do that, right? They already do that. And so if they want to be truly competitive with those other keyword tools, they're going to have to figure out a way. I know that this costs, server and bandwidth in order to do this research right here. To click this button right here, it's actually costing them, server and bandwidth to do that. But so this is just kind of a way for them to not have to do that, and it keeps their costs down. They could also come back and say that keeps their costs down. To be fair to them, it is very similar to key search. Sorry, if we go to keyword research over here, and I already have keywords over here, and you can see that there's a bunch in here that key search doesn't have, and you have to do the exact same thing. I will say that key search is faster. If we just sit right here, it says ping, 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 really, really quick. And they also have a really cool thing. I don't know if we're going to see if Keyword Revealer has this, but you can actually select all these keywords over here if you wanted to, and you can do a bulk check over here, right? It usually will give you a warning if it's over 100 keywords right there, but you can do a bulk check by clicking this button, and it'll just do all of them for you. So this is not meant to be a comparison, but they're both very similar tools. So we're going to come back in over here, and I don't see that there is a bulk. You have a download, you have a copy to clipboard, you have a filter by columns, show hide columns, and delete. I'm not seeing where you can go in and actually do many of these at the same time. Let me see. If I click that one, there's a saved keywords option, but I'm just not seeing where you can go in and do multiple at the same time. So, that's something that I would suggest to them. This will not be the right tool for many people that need to do bulk keyword research and also look at difficulty right away. You wouldn't be able to go through here at 1,700 of these lookups per day. You just wouldn't be able to do that. So over to the right, we can select a keyword, and you're going to see the keyword difficulty of 45 out of 100, and you're going to see the monthly volume. I like this trend graph, and I do overall like the layout of the site. It does have a nice user interface. I think it's really easy to find things, really easy to, there's not a whole lot going on, or a whole lot to do. It's definitely an easier tool to use than SEMrush or Ahrefs for sure. There's only 5 main things over here. We're going to come back over here. You do get the top 10 over here, and you get the DAs. I like that. This can really just kind of help you decide if there's no DAs under 50, then you may not even go for that keyword, period, right? This would be a pretty tough keyword. You have the Facebook shares, you have the external links, citation flow, trust flow, page authority, and then you have the estimated visits. I think that's probably per month. And then this is a really cool feature that a lot of tools don't have. They actually have added AMP. And this is a mobile friendly plugin that you add to WordPress that makes all your pages, it basically duplicates your pages and makes a mobile page for them. So when people find your website and go to a page, it actually brings up an AMP page, and it's optimized for mobile, and it basically makes your site faster for mobile. Super cool. And it actually will tell you which sites are optimized for mobile. And I think that's really cool. So in order to bring this one up, we would just bring that. Things to do in Taos. And it looks like you can't bring that over to here. Okay, yeah, you can. So things to do in Taos, it actually, that's interesting. So we clicked on things to do in Taos. It's not giving us the evaluate keyword here, but we know it's a 37 because we just opened it up over here. So it's actually going to let you look at the keyword difficulty without clicking over here on the right-hand side. I was going to see if I could find an AMP page. I have looked at one earlier, and it does show up in green when you find an AMP page. I want to test a couple things. So we've got a 37 right here. If I copy this and we go to key search, I've done some of these already. I'm going to go to quick difficulty check, throw that in right here. Top things to do in Taos, and it's a 37 there, and in keyword revealer, we have a 37 as well. Let's go and see what this one is with 40 searches a month. It's actually green, 29. I'm going to copy this one and go to key search. And what I'm doing here is that I think key search has a good tester. I do think that they have a good algorithm for evaluating easy keywords. And the difficulty level, right? So this is a 22 in key search, and in keyword revealer we have a 29. So it seems to check out. So that's really, really good that these numbers right here seem to fare against other tools, key search being that tool that I'm comparing it to today. If you wanted to do this at bulk, it's just going to be, I really don't know like how much time this will take. They don't have a bulk checker. I'm clicking on each one of these. I don't know how high it will let me go because I'm getting a warning right now. I'm going to push pause, but I think it will only let you do about 4 at a time. Okay, so you guys saw how I clicked on several of them all the way up the page. It only does 4 at a time. So you can only click 2, 3, 4. See, you can only click 4 at a time, and you don't get the warning. But when you click on the 5th one, I just got kicked out. Super weird. Okay, let me log back in. Super strange that I just got kicked out. Where's my keyword research? So, okay, that's not good. Literally just got kicked out of the tool, and I don't. Things to do in New Mexico. I can search for that, or I can go to projects and just click on projects. And let's see right over here. We're opening that one up. I don't know if it opens up all the keywords or just the one keyword. Okay, so I stepped away for a few minutes, came back, and I've just got a blank page. I'm sure they're experiencing, a lot of usage right now from AppSumo users. We're going to go into keyword research real quick. One more time. Things to do in New Mexico, and just push search. No, that's not working. I want to show you the other tools, but we seem to be having some issues right now. and I'm not able to push the search button. So let's go and show you the keyword brainstorm feature. So discover uncovered long tail keywords, data pulled from Google Auto Suggest. I'm going to go ahead and just stick with the same. Let's don't do that. Let's do camping in New Mexico and just see what it's going to pull up for us and push the search button. Okay, so that takes about 15 seconds, a little longer than I would like, but nonetheless, this is what it looks like. So you have camping in New Mexico, and then it gives you a mind map, and you're able to, you can actually move this around, and you can go camping in Ruidoso, New Mexico. So it gives you all these other options. Taos is a popular spot as well, RV camping. So it gives you some really good ideas. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 ideas right there. We can go over here and click on one of them, and we'll just push OK. So now it's going to take you from the brainstorming feature. So it's just kind of a mind mapping feature over there. Not really sure how much I would use it, but they do have it there. Now it's going to go take us into camping in Ruidoso, New Mexico, and go and do some keyword research for us over here. But this seems to not be working. I'm tempted to go log out and then log back in. The keyword research tool right now seems to be having some issues. Okay, so I logged out, logged back in. Things seem to be working better for me now, and I'm glad that I did do that, because I came back. I'm going to try the brainstorm tool one more time, and I discovered something that I wasn't able to show you. If you actually click on the yellow dot, then it continues to go further in, right? You click on these dots. Now you're looking at this full-blown mind map, and it just keeps going. So now you're looking at camping in Ruidoso. You can really laser in RV camping in Ruidoso, camping sites, RV campgrounds. So these all could potentially be posts on your site. Then you can even drill in further for a tent camping right there. Best tent camping sites, can you camp? So it really drives in to the blue right here. So I actually really, really like the brainstorm tool. I'm glad that this happened, and I gave it one more chance because, and I was just kind of fooling around with it. I was like, this can't be the only thing you do. And then you have to click on the circle, and then it really drills in to, you could make a category on your site that's just camping in Ruidoso, or you could make this a post, maybe a 1,500 word post, and include all these topics in that one. So I actually like this. This is kind of like a topic clustering, if you will. So I really like the brainstorm function. So we're going to go back, and I just want to see if I click on this right here and say, okay, we're going to go try one more time in the keyword researching tool. So camping in Ruidoso, New Mexico, and then I'm going to push search. And we're going to go and see what it pulls up for specifically for camping in Ruidoso, New Mexico. That was fast. Okay, things seem to be working really good now. So camping in Ruidoso, I'm going to go ahead and click that one. And, may as well, I'm not going to get too fast with it, because last time I clicked 4 and then I clicked the 5th one, and then things kind of spun out of control and came to a stopping point. I had to log out and everything. So we're just going to do a couple at a time, see what these difficulty levels are. Perfect. Okay. So not too bad. They're under 35, so probably could be worth going for. Right over here, yeah, so we have a DA of 29 and 22, so and 17 right here, 16. So this would be a good keyword right here at the 32. Show the camping in Ruidoso. We're at 34 right here, and you can see that the DAs get a lot stronger here, but there is a 22 right here and a 29, so you could still go for it probably. I just wanted to look at, you can show or hide columns. If we don't want the pay-per-click, if you're not doing anything with pay-per-click, then we can just turn that off. That's really cool. Then we can go and filter, and let's say we only want to look at volume of 10, and maybe our max we want to look at, maybe we're starting a new site, so we just want to go with 1,000. And then we could go with difficulty, but we don't have the difficulties checked over here, so it wouldn't make too much sense. You can also sort by how many words, so a max. So I like to go with a minimum and just say 5 right here. And let's just see what it does for us. So that really narrowed it down pretty well for us, because we're looking at, well, no, we have one right here, 1, 2, 3. Okay, let me go back into that real quick. Oh, I pushed the reset button. Okay. And then we want 10. And we want 1,000 right there. And then there's no button. I think we just need to push enter. And now we have 52 keywords that meet our criteria. And then you could go in and start updating the difficulty level. I'm going to pause the video and go do that real quick. Okay, so I went through the process of clicking every one of these, and I only did 3 or 4 at a time. I didn't have any issues with errors or the site, bogging down on me. We got all of them. They're all, surprisingly, they're all in the medium range. They're all pretty much in the 30s range. I think that's just the actual keyword we're going after. So there's no green, but there's also no difficult keywords. Here's what it looks like when there's an AMP page that's ranking in the top. It'll show green right there. I am getting a reply back from the owner right here. Let me push pause because I reached out to them regarding this, and I'll be able to give that information to you guys. Okay, so this is pretty cool. This doesn't always happen in my reviews, but you can see live I've got support. This might be the owner of the software or just support. Sounds like he's speaking from ownership type view. I mean, he knows exactly what's going on with the software and everything. So this might be like the owner of the software or the developer. His name's James. If we come back over here to the AppSumo, you'll see J right here. So JA, that might be James right there, something like that. But yeah, that's the creator. Actually, I'm going to go back up and just see what his name is up here. We don't really have introduction or anything up here. But anyways, speaking with him, and he was really, really good at answering my questions. He was very open to feedback. I can share some of the feedback that I gave him. They got back to me like right away. Thanks for the feedback. We're going to introduce bulk evaluations soon. I told them that we need to be able to do 50 keywords at a time, and the speed needs to be faster. They said that they are going to introduce the bulk evaluation feature literally soon. Let me see. I asked them about when that's going to happen too. Another thing is pre-evaluated keyword difficulty is going to is something that they're considering. So they would have all these would be cached. In most tools, when you go to Ahrefs and SEMrush, the reason why they're able to give you hundreds of thousands of keywords that have a difficulty score is that it's cached like once a month or something like that. So it's not live, but in my opinion, once a month is just fine. And then I told him that, that would be the best way to take the software, to have all these already cached like this, right? I got all these keywords right here, and then you'd be able to go in and push the button update keyword so you can get a fresh one that day if you want to. So I think that's where the software is going to be heading. He kind of confirmed that. I said, do you have a roadmap? They don't have a public roadmap right now yet, but let's see. Yeah, so it's just a few weeks away, and they're going to introduce the bulk keyword. So you can select all these keywords and then just push a button and then it'll evaluate them. So I think that's really, really good. So that's really good news. That really helps out the review because that's really my biggest thing that I didn't like about the software. But the fact that they're on that and they are going to they're going to improve it and let you do bulk difficulty checks, that really changes my opinion about that. So that's really good. And then I just let him know that there was something with the under the filter option, right? We click over here on the filter option. There's no enter button. So when we added this stuff, it did cause an issue because I actually pushed the reset button because that's the only button that they have. They need to put right down here, they need to put an enter button so then people can click that, because not everybody's going to know to push the enter button on their keyboard. So I think that having a button over here for enter would be really good for the filter. And he said absolutely they will update that shortly. They do have with the Pro and Elite version, so this might be a reason to stack that second code. I'm not sure if the second code will get this or not, but we'd have to reach out to him on that one. But you get what's called ranked keywords, and this is basically competition analysis or competitive gap analysis. So you'll have two websites and it'll tell you what your website is ranking for and what the other site is not. So really cool stuff overall. I was very pleased with my conversation that I had with James, the creator. He was very helpful and he was very open to the feedback and just had a really good attitude. So I really, really like that. This just gives you an example of how fast I was able to get support and how open they were to me critiquing their software, and they actually are going to make some adjustments based on that. So I just think that that's really cool. That's saying a lot about the ownership of the software. Okay. So, I went and did all this. I wanted to show the filter real quick, and now we could come in here and reset this and just go with the difficulty. The max we want is a 35. and push enter. So then now we would have all these other keywords right here. Everything right there that I did. And then we have all these keywords right here that would be good keywords to go for because they're 35 or less, right? So, so I think that's really cool. I would get very excited about this software if we already had all this done. I think that's just the missing little thing that we need. Domain search real quick. I'm going to try to speed through the rest of this because I know the video is getting really long. I'm going to put one of my sites in here, lose weight report, and see what happens here if it just finds keywords that it's ranking for, or what this tool does for us. Okay, perfect. So it's going to give us keywords. It's going to give us similar sites that I really like that. So it's got the similar sites over here. And then we're going to come over here and we've got all these different weight loss keywords, 233 keywords right here. So it gives us more ideas, and it is finding keywords because I do have like coffee, coffee and weight loss type pages that are ranking. So it's finding relevancy with all the different keywords that I have, and then you can go and evaluate. So this is cool. It's giving us keywords, a lot of these keywords already done in this tool. So that's something, I'm not really sure how that's happening. I'd have to reach out to them, but that's really cool. That's giving us some of the keywords that are already showing up. Okay, so let's go and check out the rank tracker over here. And it's still updating my keyword. I did input this before I made the video, so it's been about an hour now. It's going to take 24 hours to process that. A lot of tools do it just right away. They are able to find that right away, but in this case, it's going to take 24 hours for it to get. And I think that the last tool, even when I was looking at Longtail Pro, the same thing happened. It didn't instantly give us the keywords. It took a day, and then I came back and that part did work in that tool as well. So this doesn't concern me. You just load all your keywords in here, and then you would come back the next day, and it's going to tell you where you ranked and all that stuff. I think that the keyword tool is great. I think we get 100. Yeah, we get 100 on the tier 1, and I believe it goes up from there. Let's go over here. If you stack, you're going to get 150. You're going to get rank tracker, 25 tracker keywords daily. I'm not sure if that increases, but I thought that I saw that it was actually more than that. Where was I at? I'm not seeing it over here. Keyword evaluation. Yeah, so I'm not seeing tracked keywords right over here, how much we get. But I'm going to hold them on the, I believe we just get the 25. So it's not going to end up being your tracking keyword tool if they're going to be going that low. But as you guys know, I use SERP Robot, so I don't really need a rank tracker tool. Backlink analysis real quick. And they also have the 1 link per referred domain that they have that in SEMrush and Ahrefs. That's really cool. I'm just going to push search. That basically means that if you had a bunch of backlinks from one place, then it's only going to show the one URL, which is cool. So it is going to bring in all these different backlinks that we have over here for the site, 30 backlinks, and it's going to give the citation flow, trust flow, authority, href, backlinks, href path pointing to website, anchor text, first seen, last seen. It has, you can print, you can download this, you can view the columns, you can filter this. So that looks cool too. So I'm going to go ahead and conclude my review. They do have lost links, new links, all that kind of good stuff as well. So overall, I'm going to come back over here. This was Keyword Revealer. I did an extremely deep dive into this because I want to either save you guys from picking it up, or I want you guys to go and pick it up with confidence. I can say without doing a review, and I'm not really hating on software. I'm just, this is just my own opinion, right? But between Keyword Revealer and Longtail Pro, I would pick up Keyword Revealer absolutely in a heartbeat. I think that this tool, it worked. First of all, and it just seems like they have support ready to go. They answered my questions. They've got a roadmap. They've got things that they're doing to make this a really legitimate keyword research tool, and adding more and more SEO features on here. And so I would ask questions about the rank, the competitor gap. If you get that, if you stack 2 codes, will they give you access to that? Also, I would also ask questions about how many, if you stack codes, how many tracked keywords do you get on the rank tracker. But overall, Keyword Revealer, I think that this was a good software. There was a couple, you know, I don't want to say bugs, but there was a couple things where, you know, I automatically got logged out one time. I had to log back in, and there was just a little bit of speed issues, things like that. But overall, the tool worked. It did measure the difficulty levels. It does have filters. It does have all those things, and it does have a large keyword database. Oh, and that's another thing. You can export 200 to 500 words now. And they're working on adding that you can export 1,000 or more keywords. And I made sure to let him know that was important as well. So overall, I think with just the way that the support answered all my questions, they are adding some features. Definitely the bulk difficulty checker is going to be huge. And later on down the road, they're going to pre-qualify these keywords. And I think that this is going to end up being a legitimate keyword research tool. Overall, if I didn't have a bunch of other different keyword research tools, I could see myself using this keyword tool as a go-to keyword research tool. I do think if you guys are looking for a good price, this gets this lower than even key search per year. I think that I definitely would recommend the software after diving into this for over an hour now. I would definitely recommend picking up this tool. And that concludes my keyword research, my Keyword Revealer review. Appreciate you guys. If you made it all the way into the video, you guys know what to do. Make a comment below. Just say, hey, I actually watched the whole video, your massive, 35, 40-minute video. Thanks for wasting my time, David. Just kidding. But I appreciate you guys very, very much. I hope that this helps you make an informed decision if Keyword Revealer is the right tool for you and you want to go and try it out for the next year for yourself and get, it's like what is that? That's a $75 off of what this would cost you normally. So you're still getting a really, really good deal. All right. I'll see you in the next video.